Other additions or changes to the agenda besides the proclamation honoring Ms. Sheldon Green? And I see none, so can I get just a consensus nod to add this to 4B?
Yes.
Okay, great. And now we are going to move into our arts moment. And we have advisory board member from the Orange County Arts Council, Doris Friend.
Good evening.
Welcome.
It's my pleasure to introduce Zachariah Claypool White. Zach has been an award-winning published poet since elementary school. In 2017, he graduated from Oberlin College with a major in creative writing, a minor in English literature, and was inducted into the Phi Beta Kappa National Honor Society. He is a member of the North Carolina Writers Network and the North Carolina Poetry Society. His poetry has recently appeared in the Albion Review, the Plum Creek Review, and Scallywag. Zach uses his lifelong struggle with mental illness to fuel his writing and hopes that he can use his art to help others with similar disabilities. He lives in Hillsborough, North Carolina, is a full-time bookseller at Flyleaf Books, and is currently working toward a publication of his first chapbook, Roads I Know. Zach?
Thank you. Dogwood Holy, while listening to Pink Floyd's The Wall. The cold comes too early. We try to close the windows, but the fading days spread their doubt across our sleep. Footsteps on the floor above sound like knocking on my door, and in the static of the telephone, I swear I hear you smile. Did we undo ourselves? Somewhere among ryegrass and chickweed, will we remember each other when the last of these rooms is boarded shut? The TV says war is coming like the first November snow, like a phone call reminding you to vote, like a knock on my door, which I do not know if I will answer. The night you told me you loved me but would leave in May, and alcohol and unwashed sheets, our fingers never touching. Gin and rain fill the small room. In the distance, someone is crying. I lie on the table, eyes closed to all but the storm. Sometimes I forget which doors lead home and who will answer when I knock. The Klan is marching. At home, we are protesting. At home, they tell me, the black boy was punched against a car, the license plate came clean off, and the mountains are burning. Reclaim this table. Reclaim these feet and the boots that carry them. Reclaim the mud and dirty snow, reminding us where we have walked. My father's family died in the camps. Did they think of us before the doors closed? Think of the children in dogwoods that must surely grow in their stead. The boycott continues. Fires in Carolina break containment lines in 3 locations. You can see the smoke for miles as if it is reaching across the surface of all things. We say good evening, even though the pines are dead and the wisteria burning. We say good evening to Eliot, Dickinson, and Merwin. Good evening to Kumanyaka and Hughes. Good evening to concussion grenades at Standing Rock. Good evening to the man drinking on the floor and to the one-armed woman laughing on the ceiling. We say good evening with all the truth of those who have nothing else to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. That was just beautiful. Okay, well, let's move on to the public comments. Do we have any public comment?
Not here yet.
Okay, so Mr. Merritt unfortunately went to Southern. He's on his way here. When he enters the room, we'll recognize him if that's okay with everyone, and we'll take public comment then.
That's all.
Okay.
Wait for him to arrive.
Great. Okay. So if you want to speak about something on the agenda, you need to sign up for that item, and we can take your questions then. So let's move on to 3 announcements petitions, comments by board members, and we'll start with Commissioner Jacobs.
I'm not going to do any petitions. I noticed that some petitions I have are coming back in December already, so there's no point. So I'm just going to raise issues, and either people will follow up on them or they won't. First, I'd like to suggest, in the same spirit that we're asking to participate in the planning for the Gateway Center, the train station, since we're the ones who are the funders, that we do the same thing, ask to have a seat at the table for the Hillsborough train station, where the voters of Orange County are putting in